The spiral of silence theory. The theory was founded by German scientist Elisabeth Noelle Neumann in 1974. The spiral of silence theory indicates that a person who views a subject differently than the majority does, then that person will remain silent. Those whose views are in opposition of those in the group will remain silent as well. The minority fears isolation from the group, and that is a reason they will remain silent also. Here's an example of the spiral of silence theory. This theory is like one big circle, hence the name spiral. As you can see, members of the minority see the majority opinion as even more dominant. Then the minority fear isolation, and after that, members of the minority fail to voice, and following that, minority opinion is weakened. As you can see, over time, the minority starts to shut off and remain silent. An activity that can be used to practice this theory can be used amongst any group wanting to practice. The activity starts with an issue or a topic chosen by the person in charge of the activity. The remaining members must discuss the given topic amongst each other, voicing their opinions. This gives those of opposition a chance to practice avoiding the fear of isolation. Here's a clip from a scene off the movie Mean Girls. In this scene, Regina, Karen, and Gretchen argue about how Regina broke the dress code. The majority, who is Regina, gives Lindsay Lohan a look for her to respond and agree with her view, but in fear of isolation, Lindsay remains silent. This is an example of the spiral of silence theory. Those involved with spiral of silence theory spend more time observing the mass media about what is approved and disapproved. In other words, what is accepted or what is the social norm. We as individuals give ourselves own self-disapproval based on what has been approved by observation. For example, a social norm such as women wearing scarves in the winter is approved. But someone who wants to wear a scarf in the summer but does not do so because they have already disapproved themselves from the majority view. Our personal characteristics make us more inclined to speak around those with the same characteristics, such as our family. Like I said before, we spend more time observing majority views of what is approved or disapproved. This also is taken into action by the media. If you have ever heard of the term bandwagon or jumping the bandwagon, this can connect to the spiral of silence theory. For sports fans, following their team is a major priority. For example, if you go to a Red Sox versus Yankees game with a group and someone says, "We are going for the Yankees," and you're a die-hard Sox fan, you will go with the majority view even though you are a Sox fan and hop the bandwagon and join the Yankees. Recently, there was an incident that happened with Kevin Durant and journalists during an interview about the game. Journalists asked Kevin Durant questions that Kevin was in opposition about. Kevin voiced his opinions. Later on, this went viral, and Durant became the minority. Once he knew he was being observed, the majority, which is the mass media, convinced him to apologize to public, leaving Durant the minority. This is what we call the chilling effect, which is a change in people's behavior based on social norms because